and welcome. Good afternoon. You're watching Market Fatafat on ET Now with me, Snehisha, and with me as always is Ankita Saxena. This is the show where we'll be taking you through all the big buzzers in today's trade, and we have a lot of earnings candidates to talk about. So mind you, lots of big buzzers to highlight, and also be giving you a technical check on some of those. When our experts join us on the show, we'll be doing all of this in under a minute. So it's going to be an exciting show for the next 30 minutes or so. We're going to be taking you through a lot of big buzzers. But on that note, before we kickstart the show, let's take a look at what the markets are doing. Stellar recovery being seen across the board. Broader markets are also up by more than 3% from the day's lowest point, Ankita.
Absolutely, Snehi. In fact, a very smart recovery coming in today, especially after yesterday. Strong recovery can be seen. Nifty is up almost 300 points from the day's low. Sensex has recovered 1,000 odd points from the lows. And Nifty Bank is posting a stronger recovery than Nifty. It is up almost 913 points from the day's lows. In fact, the PSU banks are doing very, very well. They have recovered well. In fact, it's trading with gains of almost 1.3% to be the top sectoral gainer. You can see names like UCO Bank, that's up 3.9%. Maharashtra Bank, that's up 2.1%. Indian Bank is also up 1.7% in trade. So Nifty PSU banking pack is doing pretty well for itself. What's not doing well is the Nifty Realty pack. That's down 1.6%. That's reeling under selling pressure. Nifty IT has also come under selling pressure today. In the broader markets, also good recovery, strong recovery coming in for Nifty Mid Caps. That has recovered 3.2% from day's lows. Nifty Small Cap too has recovered, but currently is trading very, very flat right now, just marginally in the green. So that's how the market is shaping up largely. But let's get started with all the stocks then that are in focus today.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at all the big buzzers in today's trade. We have Kunal Parar, the Vice President of Technical Research and Algo, Choice Equity Broking, joining us on the show to give us a sense of some of the stocks that are looking attractive to him on the technical charts. Kunal, good afternoon from our in-house research team. We also have Jinay joining us. So good afternoon to both of you gentlemen. Before we come to you, let me highlight the first big buzzer of today's trading session, and this is on the negative side. Aircon International, on the back of a poor set of Q3 earnings, is lower by 6% in today's trading session. Now, shares of this company have plunged over 9% earlier. They've seemed to recover slightly, but they had reached their 52-week low at 159.6 earlier in today's trading session. This is on the back of the poor Q3 earnings coming in. If you take a look at the company's net profit, that registered a steep decline of 65% to 86 crores, down from 244.7 crores that it had clocked in the corresponding period last year. The state-run engineering and construction firm's revenue also declined 10% on a year-on-year basis, coming in at 2,612 crore rupees compared to 2,929 a year ago. And despite the company's weak earnings, the company's operational performance stood steady as EBITDA margins remained largely unchanged around that 8.2% mark. So while it's looking good for the EBITDA, the net profit and revenue have taken steep cuts. So very big cuts coming in on a year-on-year basis. On the back of that, Aircon International is lower by more than 6% as we speak.
All right, that's Aircon International. But coming to you, Kunal, SAIL is the name that you picked out for it. In fact, that is also an earnings candidate. That stock is up almost more than 3% in trade today. It's up 5.4% right now on the back of Q3 results. Even though the results were pretty underwhelming, the stock is nonetheless trading with gains of 5.7%. Tell us, what are you seeing on the charts for this one? This has only shown some moves in the last 1 month, because actually, today's move was a big move coming in. Otherwise, it has been in a corrective phase.
Yes, definitely. It was in a corrective phase, and today's stock is going to form somewhere around bullish engulfing formation. Stock is up by 4 to 5% in today's trading session. Not only this, volume activity is also at above average level. And if we talk about support size, then stock has already taken the support on a daily chart at somewhere around 100 level. Not only this, stock faced strong resistance on a weekly chart. Now that resistance has become a good support for the counter. So, we may expect some kind of upside momentum from the recent level. Right now, stock is trading at 105 level. One can get into the stock at the 105 level with strict stop loss at 100 level. If we talk about upper side target and first target, then first target comes at 112. Now, 112 is 50 days moving average. If stock sustain above this 112, then further upside momentum would be there up to the level of 130. So, risk reward is in favor for creating a long position with strict stop loss at 100.
Moving on from that to another company that's in focus today, and that's Coromandel International. That was up 3.5% in trade Today, the company has received an order from Government of Andhra Pradesh extending capital and other subsidiaries in the state for the proposed investment of around 1,539 crore rupees towards the expansion of fertilizer manufacturing facility in Kakinada. And on the back of this capacity expansion, Coromandel International is in focus today, has given up those gains, but nonetheless still trading with gains of 3%. And as you can see below on your screens, we also have Ashok Leyland that has reported its Q3 numbers. Net profit has jumped 31% on a year-on-year basis. The EBITDA has also come up at 9% on a year-on-year basis, and the margins have also expanded 78 basis points on a year-on-year basis at 12.4%. And if you can just pull up the chart and see how the stock is reacting to that, for Ashok Leyland, as we can see, Ashok Leyland is in focus on the back of Q3 results. But let's move on to other stocks that are in focus today.
Absolutely, 4% uptick coming in on Ashok Leyland on the back of these numbers trickling in, looking like a healthy set for now. That's the first cut coming in. Kunal, coming to you for Policy Bazaar is the stock you've picked out, PB Fintech as it is commonly known. Last 1 year, very good returns given by the stock, up roughly 70-odd%. Last 6 months also it's done decently well for itself. Last couple of trading sessions, of course, on the back of this market pressure, we've seen some consolidation, but nothing in comparison to the gains it has inched over the last 1 year. What are the next levels that you're spotting for the stock? Do you believe that this healthy momentum that the stock is seeing can sustain going ahead?
Definitely, because if you talk about weekly chart for this Policy Bazaar, I think stock has taken the support of its 50 weeks moving average on a weekly chart. Not only this, if you talk about the daily chart, stock has already taken the support of its 1500 level. Okay, and the way stock has been trading on a today's trading session, we may see a further upside momentum in the counter based on the weekly and daily charts equation. So one can get into the stock at present level. Right now, stock is trading at 1600 level. If we talk about support size, and as per the volatility, support comes at 1500. And if we talk about target size, and first target comes at 1775, and if stock breaks the 1775, then further upside momentum would be there up to the level of 1900. So weekly and daily both chart looks very attractive in terms of risk reward ratio. One can keep asset at 1500. First target, as we said, 1775, and if stock breaks this level, then further upside would be there up to the level of 1900.
All right, moving on from there, Jinay, coming to you, you have picked out IRCTC for us. That's also an earnings candidate. Tell us, what does this report card look like for IRCTC?
Well, yes, IRCTC in focus. Overall, Q3 was a mixed set of numbers. If you look at revenue, that came in up about 10%, coming in at 1,225 crores versus 1,115 crores. The net profit, that also jumped about 14%, coming in at 341 crores versus 300 crores year-on-year basis. Now, if you talk operationally, there was some pressure seen as EBITDA just grew about 5.7% year-on-year basis, coming in at 417 versus 394 crores year-on-year basis. Whereas the margins, they mainly were in focus as they contracted more than 130 basis points, coming in at 34% this quarter versus 35.3% year-on-year basis. Overall, if you look at the segmental wise performance, catering segment, which dragged the overall earnings, catering segment is company's largest revenue contributor, and that witnessed an operational pressure due to the product mix. And if you look at the overall profit margin of this segment, that was down more than 3% year-on-year basis, dragging the overall earnings. And if you look at the stock price, it was trading down more than 3.5%. However, currently it has recovered and trading with the gains of about 1%.
Okay, so looking good for RCTC right now on the charts as well. On that note, we'll slip into a very short break on this edition of Market Fatafat and keep it going with all the big buzzers just on the other side. You stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Welcome back. You're tuned into Market Fatafat, where we are telling you all the stocks that are in action, either on the back of news flow or on the back of technicals. So let's resume then. Kunal, coming to you, you've picked out Nykaa on the charts for us. And Nykaa had posted its Q3 results yesterday, and a solid jump of 51% on a year-on-year basis as far as the net profits are concerned for Nykaa. And today it's up and away at 3% in trade. Tell us, what are you seeing on the charts for Nykaa from here on?
Well, if you look at the chart right now, stock has been trading along with its upward rising trend line, and not only this, stock has been trading over its 50 days moving average. Now, if you talk about the weekly chart, even on a weekly chart, stock has a strong support of its previous bottom. Not only this, on a smaller time frame, stock is trying to coming out of its congestion formation. So all this equation goes goes in favor for creating a long position only. So right now stock is trading at 172 level. One can get into the stock at present level as per the present technical juncture. If we talk about the SL side, then downside SL comes at 164, and if we talk about the target side, the first target comes at 182. And if stock breaks this 182, then further upside would be there up to the level of 194. So risk reward is in favor for creating a long position only.
Down on how NACA is looking on the technical charts. Let's talk about another earnings candidate. Berger Paints is in focus. Now this stock is holding up in today's trading session. Let's take a look at what the stock is doing rather. But overall, let's also understand what the numbers are doing. The stock is up 2.5% almost in today's trading session. Mixed set of numbers coming in, not too bad from Berger Paints. Revenue has come in at 2,975 crores, which is an uptick of 3.2% year on year. Net profit has seen slight pressure building up at 296 crores compared to 300 crores. A downtick of 1.5%. EBITDA margins also slightly under pressure at 15.9% compared to 16.7%, down roughly 80 bips on a year-on-year basis. If you take a look at the volume growth, that was at 7.4%. Value growth, however, rather subdued at just 0.4%. They've continued to gain market share in Q3, and the current market share stands in excess of 20%. They've also seen high single-digit volume growth in the decorative segment and sequential uptick both in volume and value growth as well. That's what Berger Paints numbers are looking like for Q3. It's looking rather mixed, not too bad, and the street is also echoing that sentiment. 2.3% higher is where that stock is right now.
All right, moving away from one earnings candidate to another one. Lupin is the name Jina you've picked out for us. That's an earnings candidate. Tell us what does the earnings fine print look like for Lupin? Clearly, the street has given it a thumbs down. It's trading with cuts of 1.7% right now.
Well, yes, Lupin is in focus, but if you look at the overall scorecard of the company, it's a good set of numbers, as the sales were up about 10.6% year-on-year basis, coming in at that 5,620 crore mark versus 5,080 crore year-on-year basis. Also, the profit also jumped about 38.8% year-on-year basis, coming in at 860 crores versus 619 crores. If you talk about operational performance, then EBITDA also increased by 32%, coming in at 1,410 crores versus 1,067 crores year-on-year basis, and the margins also expanded pretty well, coming in at 25.1% this quarter versus 21%. So overall a good set of numbers. If you talk about, in addition to this, the board also approved a transfer of OTC consumer health business on a slump sale basis to another wholly owned subsidiary that is proposed to be incorporated under the name of Lupin Life Consumer Health Limited. And if you talk about the stock price, it has been a pretty volatile day for the stock price with a range of more than 5%. However, currently it is trading with a cuts of about 1%.
Okay, on that note, we'll wrap it up on this edition of Market Fatafat. That's the last stock that we wish to highlight. Thank you so much, Kunal, as well as Jinay, for joining us on the show. But as we bid you goodbye, India Energy Week 2025 continues to drive discussions on innovation and sustainability, with over 500 speakers and 700 exhibitors unveiling transformative energy solutions. The exhibition area of the conference is offering a first-hand look at the latest technologies, from AI-driven fuel management to futuristic clean energy solutions. One such initiative comes from BPCL, which has recently made entry into the food and beverage space with its in-house premium cafe chain, B Cafe. The setup of the cafe at India Energy Week 2025 drew extensive footfall on just the first day. Speaking to Times Network, Harsh Joshi, the non-fuel business BPCL, revealed how the cafe focuses on enhanced customer experience and provides high-end coffee and snack offerings at a cheaper rate. Have a look.
At B Cafe, we try to offer a very premium cafe experience at a very value for money price range with a world-class product. Currently, we have 60 plus B Cafes operational across India with 80 plus work in progress. And we are coming at major highways, metros, Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. We have a product range comprising of 3 major product categories. We have a full range of hot and cold beverages. We have a full range of quick snacks. And we also have a limited range of impulse items, mainly top 5 categories which are highest selling in MRP categories. The objective of B Cafe was offering a affordable F&B option which is standardized, which is hygienic, and which is having a consistency in terms of taste across India, across the length and the breadth of the country.